Hello there. I would like to talk to you today about the hallmark of the third density of consciousness. What is that? Well, it's all about choice. And the choice is this: where do you put your energy? Right now, we're pretty much in the very center of the transition between the age of choice and the next age. The opportunity to make up your mind and choose draws to a close as the planet prepares for a massive transformation. So, what are the choices at the moment? It can essentially be reduced to four main possibilities, in my opinion. First, there is the choice to continue and not to choose steadfastly. So, not to choose anything. And no one will force you. And this approach is for beings who have not had enough experiences yet. It will result in going back to the third density cycle again for another go around. And this is not a step forward, of course. This is a choice to retake the same class. So continuing the same play in the matrix, whether on Earth or on a similar planet. And this is one of the possibilities. The second choice is to choose service to others. This is the choice for those who are love and light oriented. And if you feel the good and the right thing for you to do is to put others before yourself and to give and to serve and to love and to make the world a better place, then service to others is for you. If you have firmly made this choice, you are already living these ideals. As the transition continues, you will find yourself moving into a reality where more and more beings of your own resonance will surround you. The second choice, I would say the third choice in this case, is for what is called service to self. It is the opposite, and it balances the polarity of service to others. Service to self is the choice for those who seek their own pleasure, power, and advancement before that of any other. And if you feel that you are the most important person in your reality, and it is right for you to put always yourself first, then this is your resonance. And you will find yourself living this ideal already, most likely. You will either be in a position of power already, power over others in some legally legitimized way, such as being a corporate leader or a government power player, or you will find your way to power over others illegally, such as through crime or even just the victim-perpetrator psychodramas. You will also gravitate towards those whom you perceive to be powerful, and you will serve them, but only as a vehicle for your own advancement. As the transition plays out, you will find yourself inhabiting a reality surrounded by ever more beings who, like you, seek their own self-service. The path of ego over heart is the lonely path. And there is no soft place to fall, ever. No one can be trusted, and everyone is manipulating for their own interest. It's very much eaten or being eaten. It's very much eat or being eaten in such a reality. But many thrive in such circumstances. They are adept power players, and they get to the top in every heap they are in. They love the power and the glory of having minions to do their own bidding. And they are very willing to play the role of the cruel and heartless master to keep everyone in line. They are many compensations for life here in such a brutal reality. Indeed, the ego may be given full reign in this search for gratification, especially in our reality of 3D. But there is also a fourth choice. And this is the choice to transcend the realm of duality altogether and to ascend your consciousness to unity consciousness, or the unitive stage of wisdom. And how do you do that? Well, mainly by awakening to the reality of the oneness of all. By realizing that we are all individuated portions, fractals of the oneness, who are temporarily and illusorily experiencing themselves as the many, as separate, as apart and alone. And the many, that is each human incarnated, have gone to great effort to forget that we do and always have created our own reality. This is the delusion. This is the role of the game we have agreed to participate in, which is eventually running its course on Earth and reaching the point of change into a very different game altogether. We cannot get into unity consciousness overnight, let's be real. But you can indeed choose this as your guiding star, as your ultimate goal. It will help you to focus on your energy and not get lost on the way. But remember that every person goes through different stages of wisdom, and we cannot skip any. Each stage allows us to get the necessary experiences and embedded them in our souls as we consciously evolve through the circumstances in which we live. Yet, we can choose to walk the road very slowly or at an accelerated pace. It is up to us. We can repeat the lessons many times or learn the first time. To choose the goal of self-transcendence and self-mastery, or keep immersed in a duality for a long time. All choices are respected and valid. They just depend on what you want. And only in appearance we are separated. All is one. The reality is that there is one great, infinite, unending consciousness that is the true prime creator of all, the source of all things. And everything we take as real, from the stars in the sky to our bodies, is all made up of atoms. We know that already. These atoms are made up of subatomic particles. And these subatomic particles are not really particles. They are not very small little balls or building blocks. They are actually patterns in the background energy. And all particles in the whole universe are composed of patterns in the same infinite, universal energy field. Therefore, that one energy field makes up everything in our universe. Separation, or is also known as duality, is an illusion, a delusion, a show. You have the right and the chance to decide whether to continue to take the show seriously or believe the illusion is real. In both cases, you're still into it. But you can also desire to understand how the show is being performed and not to spoil it for those who still wish to be immersed in it. Everyone gets what they choose and what they want to create. There is not right or wrong. They are just different roads that eventually will take you back home with a capital H. You just get to choose what is right for you. It's true that the advantage of discovering who you really are is to realize that you are a creator of immense power. Beings who are the deepest in separation and duality, very often crave power. But what you can find is something very different. You will discover that you have the power to create and co-create your entire reality. And this is not the kind of ego-gratifying power over others that beings of duality desire. It is your expressing your true innate nature as a gift to all life around you. And you will not be hurting or harming a single other in doing so either. Besides, those in separation, no matter how much ego power they attain, never find satisfaction or peace. They never feel whole and complete. They never have enough. But when you are in the right relationship with the oneness, you will always feel peace, satisfaction, contentment, completedness, and wholeness. You will always have everything you need, and you will always feel the abundance of having more than enough. The truth of the matter is, the path to home is unique for every being. And as I mentioned before, every single spark of consciousness will inevitably return to oneness eventually. It is up to you to choose the path. Just be aware that once you are awake and once you know, then you cannot pretend not to know anymore.